Welcome to the Ferndale Math Department's Geometry STEM tutorials. You are in the 16th video of the Rhino Commands and Skills playlists. Let's learn about dimensioning line segments. Come over here to block 16 and let's see, in my screen there's nothing there. You might have a segment or three. We're going to type line, L-I-N-E, and we're going to make some lines. My grid snap was off, so I'm going to turn it on. You know, that's the thing about grid snap is that you can turn it off and turn it on depending on what you need. Okay, so I'm going to make 4 of these. These look like a slope of 3 halves, so up 3 over 2 if you remember your Algebra 1. All right, now you might be modeling in aqua, modeling in black to make it show up. We are going to dimension these. So you'll see in the diagrams that I give you that they're sometimes dimensioned. And the key to do that is remember that dimension starts with the 3 letters D-I-M. Now, of course you could write the entire dimension, but Rhino decided nobody has time for that. And everything that's dimension related is under DIM. The first one is a simple dimension, DIM. So you want to click the first point according to the command line, and then click the second point. And notice how the dimension went vertical. It's because my cursor is off to the right. And if I brought my cursor down below, it would go horizontal. Now, that's fantastic, except sometimes you want to know the diagonal distance. The regular DIM is a linear dimension. We'll do dimension aligned in just a second. So I'm going to dimension the horizontal, and then space bar or enter repeats the last command. So now I'm going to dimension the vertical. On this third one, I'm going to dimension the diagonal. So that's DIM, and then of all of the choices, it's the first one, dimension aligned. I kind of like the idea of dimension diagonal, but they named it dimension aligned. So when we do that, now we get the diagonal dimension. All right, before we go on to the last one, let's look at some of the options that we have with dimensions. So many options. If you click on this 2, if your window didn't open, let's see, you can double click on it. And if you double click on it, you have a whole bunch, it opens a window. Sometimes this is a bar on the right side of your screen, and you've got a bunch of things. And I want you to play with these. So the height is 1/8 of an inch. You can change it to more than that, right? See how I've changed the height of my dimension line. There's a bunch of things here. You can put a frame around it. Some blueprints have a frame around the dimension. You can do a rectangular frame. You can have no frame. And then you have some options for your dimension lines. You can have it above the line or even in the line. See? So that dimension is inside the line. And what else? There's a lot of things you can do for the offset or the arrows. The length units. I actually come to the length quite a bit. In this class we do a lot of things in inches fractional, so you can change it to inch fractional. Now that's a perfect 2, so there's no 2 1/16, but if I was to change this other one, this aligned dimension, to inch fractional, double click it, go to length units, and change it to inch fractional. Did I just miss it? Length units. Here we are. Inch decimal, inch fractional. I find that I would prefer it to be horizontal to view. So dimension lines, instead of above line, I'm going to have inline, and instead of aligned, I'm going to have horizontal, and that doesn't look large enough for me, so I'm going to do 0.2, I don't know, 0.15 maybe, no, it's 0.2. Okay, and I have changed that dimension to be something that I like the look of, 3.5 and 2. Now, on this last one, what I want you to do is have 5 lines and dimension them all differently. So this is a 2, that's a 3 with decimals, 3.00. This is a 3.5 inside dimension. This is above. The last one is something that I want to think about with tolerances. A lot of times when you're doing accurate work, the plan will give you a length, and you have to say, all right, well, how far can I be off? What if it was 3.6 instead of 3.5? You can specify that in a dimensioned drawing. So I'm going to do DIM. I'm going to do aligned. In fact, I've made a mistake, so I'm going to hit escape and start over. DIMA gives me dimension aligned. All right, so click, click, and I've got 3.61. Now you notice that this one says 3.5 and this is 3.61 because this one is rounding to the nearest 16th of an inch. Okay, so actually I'm a little bit surprised that it's that far off. Oh, let's look at something. Oh, I got it. Click, click. If you go to length units, aha. So that 3.5 has a linear resolution of 1/4 inch. So it's rounding to the nearest 1/4 inch. And if we round it to the nearest 16th of an inch, we get 10/16, simplified to 5/8. All right, so now we understand that one. Okay, back to tolerances. Double click on your dimension line. I am going to go horizontal to view, inline horizontal to view, just because I think that looks better. Let's look at that. Isn't that nice? Double click on it. You can get in there again, and we'll go down to the last arrow, tolerance. All right, so the tolerance is set for no tolerance. But if you say a symmetric tolerance, what Rhino is doing is saying, okay, we can go up a little bit or down a little bit. How much would you like to go up or down? Let's say I want to set it to 100th. Now I don't know why it says 0. Oh, the upper value is 0. Oh, that's why. So we'll do the upper value to be 100th larger, and the lower value to be, well, this is not working out. Alternate resolution, symmetrical, alternate resolution, I don't know. Upper value, oh, is that 1,000th? Ooh, there it is. 100th, there we are. Oh man, so you're too far into this video for me to waste it, but I finally got it. Let's change the text to be a little bit higher, so the size of the text. And I'll hit OK and click away. We'll go in and explain it. So this aligned length is 3.61. And then in Rhino, it's exactly 3.61, or nearly exactly 3.61. But this plus or minus 100th is our way to communicate to the person that's reading the plan, hey, you could actually do 3.62 if you want, or 3.61. Okay, and that's the idea of tolerance. It's always included for exact work. Please dimension 4 lines. Do a horizontal dimension, a vertical dimension, an aligned dimension, and a tolerance dimension. Make your dimension styles differently. Remember, you can get to those possibilities by double-clicking on it. There's other things that you could even look at, like alternate units. You could change to alternate units. And now you've got millimeters. Looks like we are 3 5/8 inches, also 91 millimeters, or 9.15 centimeters. That's fantastic. If you have been able to draw 4 lines and dimension them differently and understand some of the options that you have with dimensions, well, then you've completed the task. Congratulations. Well done.